Hey guys, welcome back to another Bible study video. This is part 4. So if you guys haven't seen part 1, 2, or 3, go check them out. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. Comment down below if you guys really want to see any more videos like this one. Today we're going to be doing a little bit of Genesis. Then we're going to be going to Exodus and then Psalms. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Alright guys, so here's a little bit of an overview. So we read Isaac and Rebecca, I guess, in the part 3. So go check that out. Here's a little bit of an overview. So Abraham was now getting very old. In many years, now it looks like he is about to basically pass away any moment now. So this is literally Abraham just getting really, really old. And all that. And then I think somewhere in here, he really wants to just have his burial somewhere else. I think it's in here or in a different one. So I think he's trying to get blessings from the Lord. He said, "O Lord God of my master Abraham, please grant me success today and show me steadfast love to my master Abraham." And all that, I guess. So, I think that was something. Yeah, so I think it was on the other page. So I'm gonna go ahead and just flip to there. I think there was a part, this little part right here. I want to explain this. Abraham, if now you are prospering the way that I go, behold, I am standing by the spring of water. Let the virgin who comes out to draw water, to whom I shall say, please give me a little water from your jar to drink. And who will say to me, drink, and I will draw for you camels also. Let there be the woman whom the Lord has appointed for my master's son. So that is a pretty crazy brief of that. And I think, yeah, right here is where it talks about basically where Abraham really wants his burial out of sight. That's his death and his descendants. Abraham's life, 175 years old. So that's how old he is. Abraham breathed his last and died in a good old age, an old man and full of years, and was gathered to his people. Isaac and Ishmael, his sons, buried him in the cave, Machpelah, in the field of Ephron, the son of Zahar the Hittite, east of Mamre, I think, the field that Abraham purchased from the Hittites. There Abraham was buried with Sarah, his wife. So Sarah, if you guys didn't know, Sarah died before Abraham did, and then Abraham is going to be buried with his wife. After the death of Abraham, God blessed Isaac, his son, and Isaac settled at Beer Lahai. Yeah, so that's basically the death of Abraham, and I think somewhere up here, or where was it? I don't know, but somewhere in part 3, if you guys haven't seen it, there was a part that Abraham was like, I want my burial to be somewhere else. I purchased land from these people, and now I want you know, my land. So these are all the different sons or whatever of like different people, and the son of this person and that. And then I just went down, and then I was like, oh, this is Abraham's life. He was 175 years old. Then we're just going to continue down. These are the generations of Ishmael, Abraham's son, whom Hagar, the Egyptian, Sarah's servant, bore to Abraham. These names of the sons of Ishmael, named in the order of their birth. This person, Nebaioth, I think, was the firstborn of Ishmael. Then this. These are all the sons of Ishmael. He had so many sons. Then Ishmael actually died. He was younger than Abraham. So as y'all can see, Abraham was 175 years old. And somewhere right here, this is the life of Ishmael, 137 years old. He breathed his last and died. He was gathered to his people. They settled from this place to this place, which is opposite of Abraham's burial. Well, let's see. Is it the opposite of the burial? Looks like it is. Egypt, a direction against a lot of different things. It's a different direction, I guess. So that's something right there. Yeah, and then this is the birth of Esau or Esau. I don't even know how to say that. E and Jacob. I'm just gonna say E and Jacob, I guess. So there's birth of two people right here. Jacob is also born in this. These are the generations of Isaac. Okay, so that's the generation of Isaac, Abraham's son. Abraham fathered Isaac, and Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah, the daughter of the sister of this, to be his wife, I guess. So there's a little bit of a generation going on. And Isaac prayed to the Lord for his wife because she was barren. And the Lord granted his prayer, and Rebekah, his wife, conceived. The children struggled together within her. She said, let me underline it real quick. She said this: if it is thus, why is this happening to me? She's like, why the heck is this happening to me? And I'm going to box this real quick. I'm going to literally box this real fast. So, 2 nations in your womb, and 2 peoples from within you shall be divided. The one shall be stronger than the other. The older shall serve the younger. That's crazy. It's about the birth, I guess. So I'm going to say it is birth. I'm going to say that's part of the birth process, so I just wrote that down. When her days to give birth were completed, behold, there were twins in her womb. So it looks like these 2 are twins. That's crazy. So they are, I'm going to say siblings. I'm going to say siblings. That's an abbreviation of siblings. So they're brother and sister, I think, or brother and brother. I don't know, siblings. So, the first came out red, all his body like a hairy cloak. So they called him that. After his brother came out, his hand holding E's heel, so he called the second kid Jacob. Isaac was 60 years old. He was 40, now he's 60 years old when this one and this one, two of his kids were born. Two of the twins, basically. When the boys grew up, E was a skillful hunter man of the field, while Jacob was quiet. So this one is a skillful hunter. Sorry, that was blurry. And then Jacob was just quiet. He was quiet. Dwelling in tents, Isaac loved E because he ate of his game, but Rebecca loved Jacob. So Isaac loves the first son, and Rebecca likes Jacob? What? That is crazy. And there's so many different things here. So, yeah, there's so many different things here. This one, so as you guys can see, I'm gonna try to point this out right about here. We're still on this one right here, this little part. So I guess Isaac was 60 years old when the two were born. So I'm gonna try to hold this down with my little stand thing, don't mind me. But anyways, yeah, so that's something there. Esau, I think that's how you say it, sells his birthright. What the? Once when Jacob was cooking a stew, Esau came from the field and he was exhausted. And Esau said to Jacob, "Let me eat some of that red stew, for I am exhausted." So that's something there. I'm not going to underline that yet. I'm not going to underline it. Therefore, his name was called Edom. Jacob said, "Sell me your birthright now." Esau said, "I am about to die. Of what use is a birthright to me?" Jacob said, "Swear to me now." So he swore to him and sold his birthright to Jacob. Then Jacob gave Esau bread and lentil stew. He ate and drank and rose and went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthright. God promised Isaac. Alright, so there's a little promise going on. So pay attention to that. He's promising here. Now there was famine in the land, besides the former famine that was in the days of Abraham. And Isaac went to another place of some sort of king of Philistines. I don't know how to say those names. I don't know how to say that. Elmabek or something. And then Gar or something. I don't know how to say that name. Those names are hard. Comment down below if you guys know how to pronounce those. And the Lord appeared to him and said, "Do not go down to Egypt. Dwell in the land of which I shall tell you. Sojourn in this land, and I will be with you, and will bless you, for you too, and to your offspring I will give all these lands, and I will establish the oath that I swore to Abraham your father. There's so many, it's like a really big response there. Now let's go ahead and go to Exodus. Alright, we are in Exodus. Now we are going to be reading Israel increases greatly in Egypt. These are names of the sons of Israel who came to Egypt with Jacob, each with his household: Reuben, Simeon, Levi, and Judah. With these other names, with Benjamin, Aschar, Zebulun. I don't know how to say that name. And Benjamin, I know how to say that. Dan, and this one, Gad and Asher. All descendants of Jacob were 70 persons. Joseph was already in Egypt. Then Joseph died, and all his brothers, and all that generation. But the people of Israel were fruitful and increased greatly. They multiplied and grew, whatever that word is, very strong, I'll say, so that the land was filled with them. We will get to the birth of Moses in the next one, so stay tuned. There's a little hint for the next video. Yeah, so there's a little hint for next video. Now we're gonna go here. Pharaoh oppresses Israel. Now there arose a new king over Egypt who did not know Joseph at all. The people in Joseph, there was a new king over at Egypt, had no idea who the heck Joseph was. And he said to his people, this is what he said to basically all of his people. I'm gonna underline it. Behold, the people of Israel are too many and too mighty for us. Come and let us deal shrewdly with them, lest they multiply, and if war breaks out, they join our enemies and fight against us and escape from the land. That's something there, so keep a little detail in that mind. Therefore they set taskmasters over them to afflict them with heavy burdens. They built for Pharaoh store cities: Pithom and Ramses. But the more they were oppressed, the more they multiplied, and the more they spread abroad. That's crazy. It looks like they were working, and that was pretty crazy. So there were a lot of slaves. Slaves. That's crazy. Now let's just go ahead and just skedaddle up here. But the midwives feared God and did not do as the king of Egypt commanded them, but let the male children live. The male children live. So the king of Egypt called the midwives and said to them, why have you done this, and let the male children live? The midwives said to whoever the king, because Hebrew women are not like the Egyptian women, for they are virgous and birth before the midwife comes to them. So God dealt with the problem with the midwives, and the people multiplied and they grew even stronger than before. But the midwives feared God. He gave them families. Then the king commanded all his people, I'm going to circle that, every son that is born in the Hebrews shall cast into the Nile, but you shall let every daughter live. Dang, that is crazy. And then here's the birth of Moses right here. So we will do that in the next video. I do see some stuff to underline. So now we're going to be doing Psalms. Alright guys, we are in Psalms now. And we are going to be taking a look at book 1. So the way of the righteous and the wicked. That's something there, so let's go ahead and get started with that. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and read this, and then we'll do a full overview once part 5 is out. That's another hint for another video too. The way of the righteousness and the wicked. Blessed is the man who walks not in the counsel of the wicked, nor stands in the way of sinners, nor sits in the seat of scoffers, but his delight in the law of the Lord, and his law he meditates day and night. He is like a tree planted by streams of water that yields. Here's the word yields. Guys, yields its fruit in the season, and its leaf does not wither. In all that he does, he prospers. The wicked are not so, but like chaff the wind drives away. There's a little something, and now I want to go to a verse that I really want to talk about in Psalms. Alright guys, so here is this one. Now we're going to start here. A Psalm of David. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. Here's the verse. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. There's bravery in this one. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. If you are with me, your rod and staff will comfort me. There is a lot of stuff in here. I really want to underline this. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. That is also good right there. Also, Psalms 23:6 is definitely the best right there. Yeah, so I guess that is it for today's Bible study. So make sure you guys like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. Make sure you guys comment down below if you guys are ready for part 5, or if you want any videos. I'll see you guys in part 5. Peace out.